sourced locally. There are critical parts like bearings, electric motors, hydraulic motors. Those things are imported from approved sources.
So 70%, 40% local.
70% local. It depends on different products. Some of the products it goes up to 80, 90, and some of the products is dropped down to 60%.
What's your total exports value, sir?
Excuse me?
What is your
Pune plant is assembly plant.
No plans of manufacturing.
And not at the moment, not at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's one of our demand.
Not yet.
I think it will be a consideration for the future. But for the time being, the plant is assembling to support the northwestern region of India, being closer to the customers. The fact that we started this process rolling, I see that we are able to attract a lot of young engineers. I mean, you graduate more engineers in India in 1 year than in Italy probably in 50 years, okay? We are an attractive company now, so we can generate with young, good, motivated engineers a lot of strength. And this is a very important driving force. The world, the center of gravity of the world is shifting, and we see that, and we want to be there.
What's the current revenue mix between exports and domestic?
May I add one thing to his question? I think you have pointed a key point. In the world, there is one strategic point that companies, but even more countries, has to control, that are competencies. So all the world will face in the next 10 years, even less, the digital transformation. And to do that, you need engineers, you need competence. This is something that I honestly think could give to India great advantage, because of the competence that has been created here. I remember when we had here in India the challenge of electronic and informatic system. India became a pillar of this transformation. Now we have this new challenge that will change the dimension of the market, the way to live of everyone, every sector. So we think India, for the group, is a great opportunity also for future, for these digital competencies. It is something that is not yet clear. No one has yet the final solution, the final answer. But no doubt that when you have every year millions of engineers, competent guys, willing to challenge itself to new strategy, to new challenge, it's a great opportunity for this country, and I honestly think it will be a great opportunity for our company to be bigger and have a strong pillar here in India. Also for this new digital adventures that we don't have yet an answer. We are working a lot on that. We are investing a lot. No one has the final answer, but we want to be present in this.
So which means you're working on IoT based products?
Sure. We are investing a lot on IoT today. We are investing on IoT. We are starting to invest on machine learning. We have invested on machine learning with the first prototype. We are starting the first pilot of IoT applied to some specific sector. One of these is wind. So this is why for us India is important, not only for the business that is clear, it's even more important for the business and the future that is not yet clear. So when you have not yet a clear future, it's important to move. I honestly think that instead of wait to have the clear picture, it's better to move and correct the path, but you are in advantage.
And all this is leading to growth without jobs. So is that a matter of your concern?
No, absolutely. This is a mistake. It's not a point to have a lack of jobs. It's a lack of job with no competence. But our aim is to support our workers, employees, engineers to grow their competence. So we will have in the world a lot of requests of competent people, not only engineers, because the work will not be done only by engineers. There must be workers with good competence, but what's the key point? India is a younger country, everyone is using mobile. So when we use the mobile for personal use, why don't we use a smartphone for work? So we don't have to shift our brain. We are the same persons that are very smart to use a mobile phone when we buy something on e-commerce, when we buy our next flight. So why don't we use that? So Indian people are the smart people that can play a key role in this new challenge.
To answer to your question, it is 70-30.
70 domestic, right?
That's right.
It was 50-50 sometime ago.
So what is the new director bring on board?
You're asking me the question or the company?
From your side, then maybe they have a counter.
Okay, so I think before I talk about what I'm bringing on board, I really want to talk about my impression of the company. When I first heard of Bonfiglioli about 6 months ago, with this offer to join the board, I find it quite remarkable that 25 years ago, the company had the vision to make a major investment in India and really get committed to India in a very big way. And then after talking to Sonia and Mr. Foster, I realized that we are really serious about the business in India. Whatever you hear today is something which is coming out after years and years of effort. So I think if I look at the fact that India is already the second largest business from a domestic turnover standpoint, clearly there is a lot of interest and commitment to the company from the global principal. And you can see that today, in fact, the leaders from the other countries were taken to see the plant with spaces earmarked for new equipment to come, which will largely be to service their markets. So I think the company was very open to say that this capacity has been created, and obviously if such a capacity has been created, it is fully with the involvement of the principal company. So I think there is a very strong vision. So that's really what I find quite remarkable in Bonfiglioli, and I was quite attractive. So my role is a non-executive independent role, clearly board to give strategic direction, to mentor the top management of the company, and in future when decisions come about where to invest in India, which locations, probably I will be able to add some value. And over time, as the company becomes larger and larger in industry forums and government related activities, I believe I should be able to add some value. Bonfiglioli was very clear that they needed somebody with an industrial company background, as opposed to a services company. Somebody who has overseen plant and manufacturing and engineering of the type which is going on here. So there is no plan to get into auto. I think there are enough players there. And as you heard from Mr. Kennedy, there is a lot of opportunity in the areas that they want to participate in already, including export.
Sufficient to do what you know in a good way, instead of so now with the challenge of start here also this new bigger plant, start to service bigger market, the digital challenge. We have sufficient quantities of challenge to face, so we don't want to change our structure, our culture, because it's important to be a reliable partner. And as policy, also when we had in the past some customer that invited us to buy a share, we always refused. We prefer to be for our customer a loyal, serious, expert partner. We don't want to enter in sector where we can become today competitors of customers that today we have. So we prefer to work as better as we can and improve, increase our sector, but remaining in the core business where we are strong.
To announce a very large investment of Bonfiglioli. We are expanding our facility, which is already existing since 20 years here in Tamil Nadu, and this will give more opportunities of growth for Indian market and also to export products from India. We as Bonfiglioli Group believe India is a wonderful country for being in, but also is a great place for manufacturing product for the world. We have taken a long time to invest, to generate this capacity, and now we want to fully leverage this opportunity. Mr. Kennedy, our local country manager, will be leading this new project for us, and we trust and we are totally sure that he will accomplish the mission with great success.
If you look at our leadership team, it's completely Indian. So that gives me a lot of proud moment. Okay, to what we accomplished so far. Okay, we grew from a small company to now more than 120 million euro company, which is giving a significant revenue to my parent company in terms of share of business. Okay, and we are now become a significant footprint for Bonfiglioli Group over the years, and that makes us very proud. And this is a moment of proud for us, announcing this new expansion, which is a state-of-art facility, including state-of-art assembly cells, machinings, heat treatment, and painting both. Okay, you will love what you see. Thank you.